Hey, podcast listeners, would you like to support the 4am podcast in their podcast endeavors? Well, we have great news for you. We have just opened our merchandise store on Teespring. You can find us on Teespring at 4am podcast or go through our website at 4ampodcast.podbean.com.
Get some swag.
Get some cool swag. We got lots of merch there. We got t-shirts, we got hoodies, we got mugs, we got stickers, all kinds of cool stuff featuring inside jokes from our podcast and our podcast logo. And the best thing is, all of those proceeds help to support yours truly, the 4am podcast.
Yeah.
And right now, through January 1st, if you go to our store and buy some merch, either a shirt or hoodie or whatever, you can take a picture of yourself wearing your shirt and send it to us, and we'll make that count as a sponsored episode. You can tell us what episode you want to sponsor, and we'll put your episode on the sponsor list. For everybody else, if for whatever reason you don't want to buy any merchandise, but would still like to sponsor an episode, that means you tell us what we're going to watch. It's just $20 donated to our PayPal address, which you can find on our website. Again, that's 4ampodcast.podbean.com. Thanks for listening, guys, and enjoy the episode.
The following podcast may contain spoilers, strong language, graphic violence, and nudity. Viewer discretion is advised. Why want to look at pictures of people I don't know?
Four guys and a movie. Four guys and a movie. Don O'Brien, Rob and Joe reviewing movies for the show. Four guys and a movie.
Hello everyone, it's 4am once again, and that means it's time for the 4am podcast, where me and my friends watch movies from our past and see how they hold up to our older, more cynical selves. I'm your host as always, Tony. Joining with me today is...
Brian.
Rob?
And...
Guess who's back?
Oh shit!
Back again. Joe is back. Tell
your
a friend. Buy a shirt.
Buy a shirt, buy a shirt, buy a shirt, buy a shirt, buy a shirt.
All right.
Yo, if Joe started rapping, like, that would have been it.
So
The only line I
amazing.
remember from that song is I think he starts the verse with "Uh-oh, I've created a monster," which I think is applicable.
So Joe's finally back. He's gone AWOL from the Marines.
Well, I would walk into a cage and punch a man really hard in the face and then walk out.
Walk out.
But that's because Joe realized family is worth fighting for.
What?
I don't write these. Today we did Warrior from the year 2011. Directed by Galvin O'Connor, who also...
Gavin.
I'm sorry, Gavin O'Connor.
There's only one Calvin.
my bad. I have something else on my brain. The gentleman who brought us Tumbleweeds, Miracle, Pride and Glory.
Miracle, that was the hockey one, right?
Yes.
Bunch of cowboys eating pudding.
The Accountant, and soon to be Suicide Squad 2.
The Accountant was the one with
2019.
Ben Affleck that people liked.
Yeah.
They're making a Suicide Squad 2?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
That thing made $1 gazillion.
Yeah.
Did it really?
Yeah,
No one
maybe.
liked it, but it made $1 gazillion.
Yeah, like all the DC movies, no one enjoyed it, but everyone saw it.
Well, because they know you're getting my money.
Yeah.
It's superheroes on the screen. Like, you know I'm going to pay.
That's why I will not go.
Like, you know I'm going to see it. Like,
Same here.
Yeah, that's why I still haven't seen Justice League.
I haven't either, but like, I waited.
I've heard it was super forgettable.
Well, it's one of their best, which is not
What?
saying much.
So
Well, yeah, out of the lump of shit, you still have Wonder Woman at the top and then Justice League, but it kind of wins by default.
Oh, okay. I was like, what's the list you're talking about? Like, what?
no, of the
I did-
DCEU.
Yeah, the new
like,
DCU. Yeah.
Okay.
I did see Wonder Woman,
Yeah.
which was entertaining.
Wonder Woman was
it was good.
Captain America, the first soldier.
Yeah.
But Wonder Woman, like,
Right.
so it was light. Well, not light, but it was like,
I liked
enough.
Wonder Woman because of Wonder Woman.
Yeah.
Everything that happened around her was kind of take it or leave it, but Wonder Woman was good.
I think some of the stuff around her was good too.
back to this movie.
Yeah.
Why we watch this movie? Because they're rich.
Hey,
Rich, you won a contest, so
Yep.
you get to pick what movie we watched this week.
Yep. And Rich, I apologize in advance.
All right. So, what is...
He has a full bag of Doritos, Rich. We'll be okay.
I hope for your continued patronage to our podcast after this episode, and know that I have nothing but love for you. Especially now that I've met you in person.
Yeah, in fact,
I didn't get to meet Rich.
No, you didn't.
Sad.
Because
that gets to my point, which is, Rich, for a small fee, you could easily replace Rob on the show.
Damn, Rob. He's an editor, yo. Like, what are you? I'm not
We'll
gonna
figure it
edit.
Good luck.
We'll figure it out.
Best of luck to you, Rich. And all of your endeavors.
You don't edit shit. Anyway.
Also, since we do this at Rob's place, we're going to be coming to your place to record episodes.
I do appreciate that he at least said that it would cost a fee.
Yeah. So what's your personal history with this movie, Rob?
Never seen it, never heard of it.
None of us have seen it.
All right.
Joe, have you
Silence
seen it?
is all we need.
Well, I saw the trailer and I was like, I have seen that movie before, but I have not watched it, if that makes sense.
Okay, I got you. I got you.
I mean, it's like, all right, it's the one where the guy's got no choice but to fight, and he's going to be in the tournament, and in the end, he's going to fight the other guy,
and
he's going to win.
Oh, so you've seen the fight, you've seen the movie in spirit. In the
it's
form
a
of
bit of
other
an
movies.
oversimplification, but yeah. I also, at one point, thought I saw this and then realized it was The Fighter I was thinking
Yeah, a
of.
different movie. That was boxing.
Yes. Okay, so a brief history of this movie. The film is dedicated to Charles Mask Lewis, who you may have seen at the end of the credits. He is one of the founders of Tap Out, who was actually supposed to be in the movie as one of the promoters.
But tapped out.
Sort of. He unfortunately died in a car accident shortly before filming.
Wow.
Damn.
That sucks.
The guy that replaced him was, in fact, our director of this movie. So
What character?
the dude with the glasses who showed up occasionally and was just talking about the fight on
Oh, the bald
news and
guy
so on.
with glasses.
Yeah, that's the director.
So it's the guy that was putting up the money for the tournament?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Dude that wanted to know who was the toughest kid in the world or on the planet or whatever.
It's believed that the character of Brendan was loosely based on the real-life UFC fighter Rich Ace Franklin, who was also a school teacher and did part-time cage fighting. So that's a thing.
I don't think he can beat Kurt Angle up.
Probably not.
No.
I mean, Angle's old as fuck. I mean, I know he's experienced and all, but Angle's old as fuck.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Kurt Angle, if you're listening, Brian said he could kick your
I
ass.
did not say that.
no,
Also,
yeah.
he's like 45, I think, isn't he?
He might be older than that. I don't know.
So anyway, also while filming in Pittsburgh, Gavin
For an athlete, 45 is old, by the way.
Get beat up your whole career. Like,
Gavin O'Connor, Anthony Tambrix, Tom Hardy, Joe Edgerton, and Frank Grillo all lived together in a small apartment building, just because that's what they wanted to do, I guess.
they all train together too.
Not all of them, as one of them was the director, and I'm sure, judging by the looks of him, he was not doing that training. But also during the production, Joe Edgerton tore his ACLU, I believe it was, and Tom Hardy...
Civil liberties, you mean?
Yes.
I was going to try and turn it into a comic book movie franchise, but I like where you went with that, Jeff.
Or I'm sorry, that was just ACL.
Or his AARP card.
Yeah.
Trying not to read off the cue cards.
That was
too much.
Angle.
And Tom Hardy suffered a broken toe, broken ribs, and a broken finger.
Also a broken heart.
All of those were inflicted because he was too buff to walk through doors.
He was ripped. He was like Jack.
Fucking ripped.
Yo.
It was ripped Conan O'Brien versus ripped Kylo Ren.
Yeah.
This whole movie.
Oh, he was like as wide as he was tall. He was like square, man. Fucking strong man over here.
Speaking of Conan O'Brien, ripped Conan O'Brien. You saw a superhero suit, right?
Yes.
Oh, that thing was amazing.
The car, too. Have you seen the car?
No, I never saw the car.
Oh, you should look that up.
Oh, that was amazing.
But, yeah.
It's just his hairpiece with wheels on it.
And
Oh, man.
yeah,
Hey, look
basically.
it up.
But it's also fitting that Square Man fought Triangle Man.
Wow.
Sorry, Kurt Angle. Anyway, anyone want to guess
Was he
it?
Universe Man? Like, was he?
Anyone want to guess at how much money this movie cost to make?
$40 million.
I'm gonna say 30.
25.
It's in fact 25.
Wow.
Oh, shoot.
On the dot.
All right.
We're close enough to it. Did anyone want to guess how much money this movie made?
$40 million.
60.
The numbers were too complicated to add up on IMDb, but it was a lot of money.
You want to give me a rough guesstimate of what?
Probably in the 100 million. We'll go 100 million.
Wow, I don't know what you were reading, but it made $24 million.
Oh. All right.
So not a box office success, unfortunately. Sorry, Rich.
What?
He didn't
What?
make it.
Yeah, like, it was,
I'm apologizing because I'm going to say terrible things about it. Don't apologize because it didn't make money. That's not your
It's
fault.
not my fault. All right, where'd that money go, Joe? Who's in this?
All right, you got this guy, Joel Edgerton. He's playing Brendan Conlon. You got Tom Hardy playing Tommy Conlon. You got Nick Nolte playing Paddy Conlon, rocking a sweet hat the entire movie, by the way. Jennifer Morrison as the girl, Tess Conlon.
The girl.
Oh,
The
poor
only,
Jennifer.
two females, I think, in this
Yeah.
entire film.
Yeah.
Frank Grillo as Frank Campana, and Kevin Dunn as Principal Zito.
Welcome back to the show, Kevin Dunn.
Yeah. I'm so glad you got into a better movie this time.
What was he in last time?
Transformers.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
You might not like this movie, but come
Listen,
on.
I
it's a
haven't given
better
my
movie.
final rating yet.
True.
Let's
true.
not
Very true. Very true.
I haven't
not
either, but still
put the
better
cart
than
before the
Transformers.
horse, as they
Anyway.
say. I do need one of these little baby soft cookies.
They're so good.
Soft as a baby's
Entenmann's,
bottom.
thank you.
Yeah, Entenmann's, thank you. But at the same time, why is your crap so expensive? Can we talk about that?
Oh, I was getting on sale at Stop and Shop.
Why let's go to the Entenmann's outlet?
Oh, okay.
See, you gotta step up to my game, son.
Drive out here, though. I'm not driving that far.
Look at that. It's a half and half.
So, yeah. So, this is a long-ass movie.
Yeah, all right, that was the first thing that hit me about
I
this
hope
movie.
that they got recorded, too.
Robbie eating a dog treat. No, but right when I started this, I was mad when I saw how long this movie was.
For
I'm
real.
like, I know the plot to this movie. Why is it 2 hours and 20 minutes to tell me this story? Oh, I was not happy. I was also starting it at like 11 o'clock at night, and I had to be to work the next day.
Oh, man.
Yeah, not to jump ahead, but like in this time we could have watched Rocky and Miracle and got the same experience. But so where do we begin, Rob?
Why you wait till he has food in his mouth to ask him where we're going to begin? Like,
I don't remember.
no, it, like, the
Trains.
first 25 minutes of this movie is just character setup. Like,
But nobody has any character.
They do.
They do. Like, this movie establishes that the people in this movie are just people. Like,
No.
they are.
They're babies.
No, they're people.
Babies.
They're people with issues. Like, that's
Flawed people, but
yeah,
people.
with issues.
Sure.
Like,
Some have more character than others, but we'll get there.
and it sets up like one of the first causes of the issues is you see Tommy pulls up and Nick Nolte's character Patty comes out. It's his dad. Accurate. That's how he sounds.
Tommy.
But they quickly established that like Tommy's been away for 14 years because him and his mom left his dad because dad was drunk and was beating on her. Like that's one of the. It takes them about like 5 to 10 minutes to establish that, but like I did in like 2 minutes there. Like,
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Well, Nick Nolte's got like the slow Nick Nolte drawl.
yeah.
Now, I mean, he was nominated for an Oscar for this performance,
Was he really?
but I don't know. It just seemed like Nick Nolte on maybe like a few downers.
Yeah, 'cause he's nowhere near as like animated or angry as he's been
Yeah.
in any
Well,
other movies.
I mean, that's
No,
his character. He's
It's like
supposed.
the Nick Nolte that doesn't give a crap, like by like the third act of the film, just from the beginning.
Well, okay. So
And
the
then-
whole the whole deal is
What's all that Rohypnol he's been taking?
he was drunk. He was abusive, but now he's cleaned up his act. He's 1,000 days sober, and he's trying to reconnect with his children.
well, he wasn't really.
Well, I mean, he's not because Tommy showed up at his place.
Tommy just shows up out of nowhere. Like,
But he
That I don't get.
uses that as an opportunity to try and reconnect.
Right.
He's trying to turn himself around. Like he's
Yeah.
trying to better his situation in his life.
yeah, Tommy actually sparks that drive in him. He sees a son. And he's like, this. I'm gonna reach out to my other son eventually. Like,
Right.
like it starts his road to try and like to.
But even
So-
before that, like he shows that he wants to stop being a drunk,
Yeah,
abusive.
he stopped drinking. He stopped whoring around. He's trying to make himself a better person. And now that his son showed up, he's trying to reconnect with him and be a better father for him as well.
Yes.
However, he has done tons of emotional damage to both of his sons in their
Yeah.
past,
Yeah.
which they are not willing to forgive him for.
Right.
Right.
I mean, like, and you can't really blame them. Like, it takes more than a month or a month to condense down into 20 minutes in a movie to
Oh,
like,
sure.
to reestablish
Oh,
those the lost trust and all that kind of stuff. Like, it's
And again, I'm being hyperbolic because it is a movie,
yeah.
and you expect to see things progress in a movie, which is my big problem with the movie.
But so from this opening scenes with him, we move from them to another man. You see it's his brother because it's just a picture of him in the house. But it's this
But I had no idea because every time there's dialogue, it sounds like they're whispering into pillows.
yeah.
Like I could not hear a word that was being said. We had the volume cranked way up.
The men and they talk like men do with the low grasping.
Yeah, I heard like.
Yeah, then Tom Hardy's just like, let's have a drink.
Yeah.
Well, see, they'd seen Rocky, and they were like,
Huffing.
"That's how he talked." So let me.
Yeah.
That's how fighters talk, right?
Yeah.
How you talk when you've been punched in the head a few too many times.
Like I'm from Brooklyn, cause whatever, I don't care. Why don't you have a drink? Come and whisper.
So like,
Yeah, exactly like that cough. I'm just whispering
No.
like it's.
As weird as Tom Hardy's line delivery is, he looks like he is about to explode every second of this movie.
correct,
Like, this is an intense looking man.
correct. So we meet
Which do
the
we-
brother.
Before that, did we get any explanation as to why he went to see his father?
Nope,
Nope.
All right.
nope.
Nothing.
That's what I figured. Okay. But yeah, so we cut from a picture of his brother to his brother, who is
Well,
celebrating.
They never say how long ago his mom died
Yeah.
because the mother dies, and so I'm not sure if he's here to tell his dad his mom died, or if he finally broke up enough courage to come tell his dad off, which could have been it. Like, because he came with alcohol, he brought a bottle for his dad, so his dad was going to drink with him.
I think he wanted to run into his dad drunk.
Yeah, I mean, he came to come tell his dad off, and his dad's like, "I don't drink anymore. I'm
Like him
different
looking for
now."
a fight, you think?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
that
mean,
kind of
he can fight.
threw his game off a bit.
Yeah,
And it pissed him off because he's a baby.
yeah. Because like you're trying to like this is the object of so much of your frustration. You want to be able to just yell it and fight it, whatever. And like his dad was like, "Dude, I'm not that guy anymore." Like, and so he's like, "Fuck, I don't know how to handle this now because I don't know how to handle emotions because
Right.
fuck you."
Like a T-Rex, though, Tom
'Cause,
Hardy
bro.
has infinite hatred.
Yeah.
He smelled baby blood on his dad's clothes.
But we get to see now with his brother as a teacher. We established that by the time he was gone, his brother became a physics teacher in a high school, showing off some force.
He's handing students baseball bats to break stuff in the
Which-
classroom.
Physics was awesome because you got to do cool shit like that. Like
That's cool.
We never got to do that, but I liked our teacher let us fire water balloons at him from a slingshot. And if you did the problem right, like he had all the measurements on the it was like a big almost crossbow kind of slingshot. And if you did your measurements right and projected the right force, you'll hit him with a balloon. Then he just sits out in a football field and
nice.
you get to fire him at him.
That's cool.
But yeah, so established his brother's married, have their just had a kid's birthday. Things are going good. But you mentioned how he's been getting in fights at the bar he bounces at. Fast forward a bit, you find out they're on hard times. Again, I'm condensing the first.
Fast forward a lot.
Yeah, I mean, because the first 20 minutes of this movie.
This is going to be a half-hour episode.
Because it like literally like everything that I'm saying takes 5 to 10 minutes to happen in the movie. But like you find out like they're hard on their money because their house might be foreclosed on. So they both work he works 2 jobs. They work 3 jobs between the two of them. He's been fighting at night to make money. He goes to these like prize fights, whatever, to make a little extra cash.
he realized he could either make $9 an hour being a bouncer or like $100 a fight. So
Okay, actually, if we're going to stick with him for a little bit, can I just say the scene at the bank, right when I saw him talking to the guy at the bank, I'm like, he's going to be foreclosing because of his daughter's medical bills or because he made a bad investment with the bank. And then it was both of those. And then I yelled the word fuck.
See, I assumed it was going to be because of his mother's medical bills, because I didn't know at that point that he didn't know that his mother died.
I should take that back. I didn't guess daughter. I just said child.
Okay.
Okay. I was totally thinking mother medical bills.
Yeah.
At this point in the movie, we had understood that mother had died of an illness, but I didn't know anything. I didn't know he didn't know that yet.
Yeah. That was kind of on your train of thought there. But, so yeah, of course, to try and keep his house, he could either go into bankruptcy, or no, he'd still lose the house, right?
No, they wouldn't be able to foreclose on it if he went into bankruptcy.
Yeah. He's like, we don't do that.
Okay, right.
Yeah.
We'll just lose the house.
Yeah. Well, no, I'll beat the shit out of everybody in my wake to get the money.
I mean,
and the banks, they're basically showing how the banks can be like
a-holes?
double down, whatever. Because he's like, I took your advice about how to handle my money, and now you're coming to take my house because I took your advice.
This was not that far removed from the 2007 housing crisis,
right?
Where the banks basically were like, well, that was your first mistake.
He's like, I just offered options. You chose that option. You didn't have to. I just offered options. That's all. But that guy, he puts a dick in everything. The bank manager guy.
oh yeah.
Everything he's in, he's a dick. So like, I'm like, oh, he's gonna be a dick to this guy. Like,
I told you this was your best option. I didn't say it was a good one, just your best one.
What the heck house did these guys buy that they're like, I don't know.
that doesn't matter. Like even a house is $100,000 or $90,000, even if you don't have the money to pay, if you only make
that's true. But so say they file bankruptcy, they're still like eventually they're still gonna run out of money.
Well, true.
And they're not gonna, because they filed bankruptcy, they're not gonna be able to refinance again. They're not gonna be able to do any of that stuff. So it's like we're gonna end up here anyway.
Yeah,
but not in 90 days.
Yeah, it might buy time also with the medical bills, which I think are draining most of his funds.
Yeah.
But anyway,
old Yeller, that kid, man. I'm telling you.
Wow.
This is set up for why he needs to win the ultimate tournament at the end and get that new truck.
Yes. Well, I'm saying they should have put that kid in a wheelchair or something. She looked like a perfectly fine little kid. I don't believe his story.
All right,
that's all I'm saying.
This is already getting into a point I was going to bring up later of the just too much, guys. Like, she didn't need to be sick. There was no real. I mean, he has money troubles. Done. We don't need all that.
Like, so I can tell I'm in a different boat than the rest of y'all who watch this movie because like I wasn't looking at it as like a like a fight movie the way the other ones and ones we were watching. This is like a movie about flawed people, and so I'm watching from that aspect. So I see why they set up how they set up. Like it could have been done better.
No, but that's still part of what I'm talking about because the end is more of a fight movie. It does have a purpose that relates to everything else. I'll give them credit where that is, but there is like I said, the we have multiple jobs. He's a teacher, all this other stuff, and then it's not that relevant to most of what's happening. So like either spend less time on it or just remove it altogether because there's just so many little like here's spending time with the principal and like why what did that add to anything? Like he got suspended. That's all we need to know. I don't know. It's just. It didn't need to be over 2 hours. That's basically what I'm getting at.
I think we're getting ahead of ourselves with this argument. Let's save this one for the end. But
we're going that back to the
So we do find out about this like $5 million MMA tournament from Sparta. They're so they got this Mohawk guy. Was his like Mad Dog or something like that?
Switch back to Tommy now.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
He's in town. He's gonna start training at his gym, and there's a guy who's an upcoming prospect and from the gym to be like a contender, whatever. And I think he's ranked at some point in the middleweight.
He's one of the top middleweights in the world.
So he knocks out his sparring partner, and he needs a new sparring partner. And the manager's like, "Yo, call someone to get here in 20 minutes. I'll pay him $200." Tom's like, "I'll do it." Guy's like, "Nah, dude, I don't want you getting hurt, or whatever."
$200, I'm in.
Yeah, but of course the Mohawk dude talk shit about him because you can't have a movie without someone talking shit. Right. And the guy's like, "Look, you got a problem? I'm trying to help you out. Just let me come in. I sign the waivers. It's all set." So the guy finally lets him fight. Fucking. He kicks him right in his chest hard as fuck to start the match.
All right,
like,
so with all the criticism that I am going to level against this movie, these fight scenes do not disappoint.
Fights are awesome. The fights are awesome.
Tom Hardy is fucking vicious.
Yeah, man.
Now you have my permission to die.
And they film in such a way where like they're doing just enough like actual fighting, and when the camera's working, like you can't tell that like they're not actual fighters.
Yeah.
Like you just be like, Tom Hardy's been fighting his entire life. Like that's how it looks. We're watching the movie.
It's that beautiful middle ground of quick cam without being just jostled around everywhere. It's just cutting quick enough.
You can
where
still
it
tell
looks-
what's happening.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it
you
looks
can tell
more
what's
awesome
happening.
than it is, but yeah, you can still tell what's going on.
But he, in like a minute, he demolishes this guy. Like demolishes him. Everyone's
Knocks him the fuck out.
Just out cold, like, oh. Like, it's
Just leaves his ass on the ropes, like.
Yeah, and then like Tommy's got this whole thing where he's just like right when he's done, he's like, I gotta get out of here.
He's got
That
some
might not
very,
have been legal. I don't know. Let's go.
he's got very important masturbatory procedures after a fight. He has to get to.
He tells
Like-
this dude, he's like, you owe me $200, and he's gone.
yeah. Like, I don't
I'm not
watch,
gonna wait around for the $200. But
I'm not like a big MMA guy. Like I don't watch a lot of it at all. But like what I've seen, I have never seen people get thrown around this as much as in this movie. This suplexes and people getting thrown up. Like I've never seen it happen that much.
no,
It happens, but it happens at like, you know how you'll watch like an hour of bullshit in Dragon Ball Z for like the 2 minutes of a cool thing?
Yeah.
It's like that.
Yeah. Like but
It's like,
it's kind of like the same way. I'm sure some basketball games end with like that last minute throw just at the buzzer or whatever. But in movies, it always happens. That's what you're getting here.
so yeah, what do we got now? So now,
he sees the Sparta thing.
yep. He's like, oh, I happen to be a badass.
Yeah. And like at first I'm like, how does this random ass dude know how to fight? But then they're like, let me show you how he knows how to fight. His dad is watching old videos of him as a kid being winning the state championship, as wrestling and stuff.
Dominating.
So he had undefeated his whole time.
We also find out somewhere in here that apparently some soldiers out in Afghanistan that happen to see this video as it goes viral just spot him out of a 2-second clip. No,
America has the highest, best quality trained soldier Marines because this guy, in a split second of looking at a YouTube video behind someone's shoulders while he walked by, saw enough of this guy's face behind his fist to remember a grainy ass helmet camera video from the night, a dark night when he got rescued from like years ago. It was like, that's the guy. Like,
Enhance.
I was waiting for it, like enhance, zoom in, enhance, like none of that. He's like, that's him, I know it. Like
Things in friggin' night vision. Dude looks like a puffer fish in a helmet. And he's like,
Yeah, when I
"That's
saw the
him."
tape, I was like, was that even Tom Hardy?
No, it doesn't even look like
I
him.
was like, bullshit. Like, they could have chosen a better frame to, like, at least a frame that matched to stop on. Cause, like,
Make it in color.
That's editing. Like, that's not happen in real time. That's editing. You can edit to make
Right,
that
it's
happen.
a movie.
Yeah,
Like,
it's a movie.
buy
Like,
whatever you tell us, but this will not buy.
Yeah, it legitimately, like, cause the picture was his fist in front of his face. And then in the grainy night cam video, it's like, his face making a weird like he's trying to yell at someone, but it's like frozen mid like word. So like they don't even match close.
They don't look anything
Not
alike.
even close.
he's like half underwater. He's got this big helmet on. There's lights in his face.
It was the lips.
Maybe that's what it was.
Yes.
He didn't even have the lips.
I recognize Billy Mel's
It
back.
could not
Only
have
one
looked
man in
less,
the world has those
Big
lips.
man.
It could not have looked less like Tom Hardy.
Man.
Like, I would have assumed it was the Dos Equis guy. Like, anybody.
But find out like
Guy's eagle eyes caught him in a second.
apparently there are powers in this movie because so Tom goes he has lunch with Nick Nolte's character Patty. They never say Patty in the whole thing until the end, right? Never say his
In the
name.
beginning, I think they do.
They call him
Yeah.
a
He
couple
just Pop or Dad until like
Yeah.
the very end. They say Patty.
No, the waitress calls him Patty.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, all right.
And I think they say in the in the video that he's watching, that he's Patty.
Oh, okay.
He's trained by his famous father or whatever.
Okay.
Yeah.
But like he comes in and asks his dad to train him. He's like, "You're a piece of shit human being. I hate you, but you're a good trainer. So train me. I don't want to reconnect with you. I don't want you to ask me shit about my life. I'm shit about my mom. Fuck you. Fuck your house. Fuck the videos you watch. Fuck your coffee. Fuck your paper. Just train me. That's it. Like that's it.
I'm just motherfucked your entire life.
I don't know. Fuck your words unless they're training words. Fuck you. Like he almost says it. Like, he almost says exactly.
I'll do it, but only if you get rid of all those pills.
And so he's like, I heard you jiggling when you came in. I'm like, did you? Like, what the? Huh?
Fucking bionic hearing over here.
Because he's a Salvation Army Santa.
Like, I guess if you had said, I can tell by your face that you're using something. What is it? Is it pills? Give them here. Like that makes more sense. Because no, I heard him jingling. So the guy gives him two things of pills. He's like, that's not how two things of pills sound. I heard the third one. Like, how the fuck?
That's the one that got me. Like, if you heard the pills in his pocket, like maybe I'll buy that. But he's like, I heard 3 jingles. I know you have 3 bottles. It's like, what?
I heard jingle, jingle, jingle.
Yeah.
Come
All
on,
right, Sherlock, calm down.
Come on, old Kris Kringle.
Or if he had said like, I didn't just drink, I use pills too. I know that sound. Like I know there's more in there. Like
Yeah.
something, but nope.
Or even if it was just like, I don't believe that's everything.
Yeah, just call him on his bluff.
I don't
Be like,
believe that's it.
Yeah.
really? I said all of them. Like, okay, there we go. But no, I heard 3 distinct pill bottles.
If he had said I was a Marine and they train us to be able to spot and hear things from like, then I'd be like, all right, I got it. I believe you. Like,
I'm gonna need the half pound of cocaine from out of your ass too.
Heard that 2 miles away.
I can smell it.
Awesome. I know about that
Over
thing.
your ass, I can smell it.
You never forget the smell of doo-doo and cocaine.
I happen to know you have a thing of anethol in your pocket because I can smell it from here. Like, what? Why?
what?
That Vicks Vapor
You know
Rub.
the type, huh?
I'm gonna need that too.
You had egg and cheese for breakfast. I know we're in a diner, but no, I smell your egg and cheese.
Use a specific brand of bacon.
So Brendan, meanwhile, other brother, here he goes and beats up some dude in a parking lot for
Yeah.
$500.
It's-
Well,
it's
in an actual fight.
Yeah,
I should
certified
say.
fight. Like,
Yeah, but he's just like, oh no, all these guys are just chumps.
Yeah, they think they can fight, but
Yeah.
none of them are really trained. So this is how I'm going to make my money.
and he tells his wife.
He does come
okay.
clean with his wife.
Can we
which
sum
is-
up every interaction with his wife in this one interaction where he's
Yeah.
he's like,
Rocky, you're gonna get killed.
I'm gonna do the thing. She's like, ah! He's like, well, I did it anyway.
I got fight, Adrian.
Well, yeah, and that's it. Well, it's
Like,
more just like, I'm going to do this thing. Like, can we talk about it first? I already did it. Like, okay, I guess not.
Can we
All
talk
right.
about it? Only if you're under underwear.
He's like, well,
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, and
That's fair.
That's also basically, well, her pants do get longer every interaction in the movie.
That's
Yes.
true.
But yeah, she's not even wearing them in the first one.
Sorry, that distracted me. So, what?
Yep.
No, but she's Ted's girlfriend from How I Met Your Mother. She was dating Ted for a season and a
She
half.
must have been something else because I remember her from something else.
She was on House for a long time.
I saw her.
Once Upon a Time.
Once Upon a Time is what she's big for now. She's
Don't know that.
the lead of that.
Never saw that.
Bottom line, though, is she's a straight up archetype.
Right.
And
I've been a fan ever since Stir of Echoes. But anyway,
yeah, not like,
Stir of Echoes.
like, I felt the scenes with her, we only really needed one of them.
probably. Well,
This is correct.
that's again getting into what I was talking about with the like just too much of all this. Like
Yeah.
it's not going anywhere. So turns out one of the kids at school, his older brother, was at the strip club. He saw this teacher fighting, so he told him about it. This kid then proceeded to tell everyone about it. So now the superintendent's involved, and he's getting suspended.
And I'm like, my thing is why? Like unless somewhere in the contract it says that you can't do that kind of stuff, they can't say shit.
They can still suspend you.
Yeah. Well, and that's what the like his wife's saying that, like, you know, when this goes to court, our attorney's going to take him to school, but like our house is going to be foreclosed on before that happens.
Until then, you're suspended without pay.
Yeah, like that's the like.
Yeah, that's messed up system, but
And then like, because the kids kept talking about it, and they asked him outright, "So was that you in there?" And like, I'd have been like, "So kids, just want to say bye, because you guys can shut your fucking mouths. I'm not gonna be here no more. So thank you for that. Yep. So force plus equals mass times acceleration.
No.
I don't have a job anymore, so if I see you on the street, I got nothing to lose.
No, simplify all that. Be like, hey kids, did you think I was a good teacher? Did you like my class? All right, be sure to thank that kid and his brother for getting me suspended right now. See y'all next year.
Thank you, kids.
The baseball bat we used in last week's lesson is in the closet over
Yep,
there.
there you go.
Force times
You know what?
loose lips.
I'm gonna need that. Let's go with me. I'm taking it with me. See you later.
We'll use this on a few things on the way out.
Force times loose lips equals starvation.
Okay, so Brendan goes back to his gym and meets his coach.
Crossbones.
And he's like, can you train me? And he's like, oh, I don't know. The script says I have to.
Yeah, I guess he used to fight years ago. He used to be a UFC fighter. Well, just all right, and he's stopped because his wife wanted him to stop, so he stopped.
Yeah.
So he doesn't say he's training for the big fight. He's just training to like not only suspended, he has more time to get better.
Yeah.
And win bigger fights. He's gonna travel around from state to state.
He wanted to earn some minor purses.
Yeah, he's doing more fighting now because he's suspended and he needs to make money.
Yeah.
So.
I've got so much time for montages now.
Yo, this montage is long as fuck.
Yeah, it is.
Well, let's. So this dude follows his trainer out to his car, man.
Well, that's like past another 20 minutes. Like this
Oh,
montage.
I got
after the
shit to say
montage.
about that scene.
This montage is so fucking long.
It sure is. And there's stuff I don't even understand. They're cutting back to like a military base.
It's again that guy that Eagle-Eyed Joe that caught him in the
why?
YouTube thing because they're explaining that he is getting the information around about who this guy is because we don't really know this yet, but he's kind of falsifying his identity.
Since
and
that
so
plot
on.
point isn't coming out till the very end of the movie, they want to every once in a while remind you that, oh yeah, there's people in Iraq doing stuff.
Yeah.
Like literally.
It is, yeah, it just leaves you going, wait, why are we, who is
why-
this? Who are you?
Yeah, it does beg the question, why did it need to be there at all?
Well, yeah, like I explained I said to Tony when we were watching it because it was like 20 minutes in. And he's like, "Why is stuff happening?" I said, "Look, they're just laying out groundwork for the end of the movie. That's all. Like it don't need to be as long as it is, but like they're just
It was like 10 minutes long.
it was long. The montage was long as fuck. Like it was.
Well, yeah, the
and it's
montage was even
I
longer.
mean,
Hey,
the
you know
whole
what?
first part of the movie, like at one point I said we're watching. I'm like, okay, now it feels like the movie's starting. We have a whole other movie to watch. Like
Yeah.
whole.
And not for nothing.
When they get to the tournament, there's still like an hour.
An hour left, yeah.
Like, goddamn.
And not for nothing. It's a bad montage. I'm gonna say it.
Yeah.
It was just scenes like in different corners of the screen, like the freaking Brady Bunch. That's not how you do a montage. All right.
Yeah, it was a
Because
weird.
they were trying to show two at the same time.
I know, but like,
Well, 2.5 because the military one kept
But, like, there's
popping
too
in
many
too.
things.
they
trying
would
to
get
watch
like
at the
3
same
or
time.
4 different things going on at once, and they were just kind of shuffling about each other in a weird fashion. and-
that's for dudes that fight for a living to watch that crap.
well, that's what this movie's kind of for.
I have like no attention span. I'm just
Well,
like a
yeah.
normal fat sit on my couch and watch cartoons. Like I can't
And
follow.
this
that.
is
We
why
get
it
it's
only.
not your go-to movie. We get it.
Yeah,
We
this
get
is why this only made $24 million.
Brian, all I have is my opinion. Okay, that's all I got.
But one thing
Hope
I did
you kept your
like in the
receipt.
montage, if you look, Tommy's montage points, it's just him training. Like he's just a badass.
Nobody wants to spar with that dude.
Yeah, he's just a badass dude. Like, but Brendan, what the fuck was Brandon?
Brendan.
Brendan.
Yeah.
I was gonna punch. Never
It
mind.
doesn't matter. Like,
His montage is he's like I'm a dad training. Like, you know, he's in better shape than the average dad, but he's like he gets better in his montage. Whereas like Tommy's just like I'm a badass the whole time. Like,
Well, also he's not the focus of that trainer's training because they're trying to get this other guy ready for Sparta.
right.
Yeah, and Brendan's just kind of there just to
which I didn't even realize.
help
Like
train
that
dude.
point like went right over my head. It may be because I took a bathroom break at some point.
Yeah, well, his
you-
first conversation with his coach, he points out, he's like, "Yeah, we're training this guy. You can stay here and help, but like,
But
we're
if I
training
take a
this guy."
bathroom break and come back and have no idea what's happening, that's not a good sign either.
No,
Well, it's not a good sign for you more than the movie in this case, but yeah, it is
A
kind
little of both.
Why? Yeah, it is a bit of both. But yeah, like here's this guy we're going to introduce who's not going to matter by the end of this montage.
But Brandon
so-
is the only one with a character arc, basically.
Like the movie is like, I want to say it's about him, but it really isn't.
But it's not.
Yeah, it's not really about him. It's just, if you're trying to find someone to like, he's the most likable person in the movie, I guess. Like,
Besides
but
maybe
it's-
the father.
no.
No, definitely not. No, definitely not.
No. I mean, like, he has his own issues, but like, they build him as a villain. They build him as a bad person trying to find redemption early. Like, but he was not a good person. Like, he was not.
Oh, he was
Yeah.
not. Yes, but
So you're trying to, like, Brandon trying to build as like the most likable person, but it's not about him. There's so many stories going on that like, it's just about people with flaws. That's what, like,
And like somewhere in this whole situation, we get this. Maybe I'm jumping ahead a little bit. A phone call from Tom Hardy to some.
oh yeah, this is not handled well.
Is it? I don't know what country he's calling. I don't know where.
That was
it's-
El Paso,
El
Texas.
Paso, Texas. Okay. It was El
some
Paso.
country.
No, like I couldn't.
that's like right after the montage, actually. I think it's
Yeah,
right
okay.
after.
I just remember they were speaking Spanish, so I didn't know. Like, I thought it was El Pa. Yeah, it doesn't matter. So it's like this guy who was. It's the widow of some dude that was in his.
The widow
unit,
of one of his buddies.
but they
from
don't.
When he was
They
a
don't
soldier.
mention any of that. We just know that it's some guy that's dead, and his wife is talking to Tom Hardy, and he's like, "I'm gonna take care of you, whatever."
Yeah, but then show a picture
Yeah,
of them
context
together.
clues. You
No,
can.
I get that, but like they don't ever say what happened until afterward, until way later.
Well, yeah, you just know at this point he had a buddy that was a soldier. He died, and he feels like responsible or whatever. He wants to help them out now, knowing this guy passed away.
What's funny though, they don't actually tell you that in this scene.
Right.
But you just know because it's like the movie just follows the set formula.
Yeah.
You're just
Oh,
like,
yeah.
Like it's
Well, like I just
It,
feel like
it literally, I believe this scene, we start on the house, but once we cut inside to her answering, just before then, I believe we just have a close up of this guy in uniform, like his picture on the wall, just like clearly like, oh, he's obviously dead.
Yeah.
Like he's either answering the phone or he's dead. one of those is happening.
for a hot second, I thought like Tommy was calling like his girlfriend or someone like.
right. That's what I'm saying. Like this movie is so by the numbers that I feel like they just had like a checklist they were going off.
Oh, yeah.
and
Yeah.
didn't
Oh, yeah.
bother to like fill in the gaps between that. It's like, okay, we got to do this now. We got to do this now. We got to do this now. And it doesn't matter if like anybody else knows what the hell is going on. Just like we just got to get through these checkpoints. So anyway, he calls her, and then stuff else happens. Other stuff.
So, where we get here? Oh, yeah, this scene. Okay, well, actually, before we get into this scene, what did you guys think of the Beethoven remix for the montage?
I didn't realize that's what was happening in
Yeah, I
the
didn't
montage.
either.
Honestly,
Like I didn't get
I
it.
did.
like
Yeah.
I wasn't even focused on.
I was like, I did not like it.
No.
It was like this. I mean, it's interesting to have different takes on on classical music and different interpretations, but like,
because it's free.
yeah, I've heard that a lot better.
I've definitely heard better, but like I wasn't bothered by it by any means.
I'll give it points for its subtlety though, because it does take you a little while to realize.
Yes.
Like, oh, wait,
I didn't
this
realize
is
at all
Beethoven.
during that.
Yeah. Okay, so this scene at the end of the montage, this dude hurts himself. I mean, the dude they're training, like he tears something in his leg or whatever,
Yeah.
and then like the trainer throws his phone.
I think a
'cause
snake
he's
got
mad.
him.
Snake got him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry.
And then he goes and he asks his trainer like, can I take a spot in the tournament? And the trainer's like, I don't know. And then we go to another scene where he's taking the trash out. His wife comes out and he's like, yeah, your trainer says you're in the tournament. And I'm like, why did we even need to do that? Like that was just a waste of a scene.
Because we needed to see the sexual tension between Brendan and his trainer.
There was a little bit.
It was more than a little bit.
Well, we'll get into there being a whole lot more.
They're
But
trying to cross
But then-
bones.
This is the part I don't get. We're now So
Frank Grillo humor.
the wife acts like this is what's her name?
Tess.
Tess acts like this is the last straw. Like, how dare he enter this tournament where he might win $5 million? You know, it's bad enough he's fighting random dudes in a parking lot for $500. He's just like, you're gonna get killed or whatever. It's like, but he might win $5 million.
Well, in all fairness, though, so he had been in the UFC before. He wasn't all that good.
Yeah.
Like, he's fighting guys who would never win in the UFC, who aren't good at all.
Yeah.
And she had just seen, was it Kuba? That's Koba.
Koba.
Just seen
Kuba
Koba's
good
highlight
engine.
reel on TV.
Yeah.
Like, she's like, this guy's going to murder you. I just watched him. I just watched the best shit he's done just now.
Well, that's right. I'd be like, if you have to fight that guy, just tap out real quick. But I still would have been like, you know, because all he has to do is just win like in one round, and he's gonna probably get a UFC contract, you know, because he's one of like the top 8 fighters in the world, and then you'll get a good payday on an actual match.
Two things with that. One, that is not what she wants, because while it's good money, the whole thing she was talking about
house though, right?
Yes, but she was saying, you know, we don't want to, you know, raise our children with you being a fighter.
I think she'd rather not have the house and have her husband safe.
Well, yes.
That's the impression that I
She
got.
didn't want, they had spent nights in the hospital because he was knocked unconscious.
But
she
the
didn't
other
want
thing,
to go through that again.
I think that's an area where the movie's not really following what goes on in the UFC, because it's like, okay, people do get hurt there, but not really all that often. And
But it's a movie.
yeah.
Right. But like,
It's
and also,
life or death.
it does happen. So like, they say, you know, the percentage, like,
Especially
small
if-
percentage, you know, they say 10% people get hurt. I'm just throwing out numbers. But like, if you're in that 10%, you're hurt.
Yeah.
So she's
It does happen,
Yeah. She's like,
especially if you suck.
okay, but here's the other problem. From her point of view, it's always like, wait, you told me you weren't smoking anymore, and now I catch you smoking. It's like, yeah, I'm just smoking. It's not a big deal. And then he comes back and she's like,
Smoking
wait,
win a contest.
Just go out behind
yeah,
the dumpster
like,
at work.
hey,
you know?
you're smoking marijuana. You told me you were just smoking. He's like, yeah, it's just a little marijuana. It's not a big deal. She comes back later and is like, I caught you with crack now. It's like, it just keeps escalating. And he's just like, no, it's cool.
I understand
Like,
that, but I
fucking-
think just in the immediacy of the circumstance, this tournament should be viewed as a good thing and not a bad thing.
You obviously don't know how women work.
I
Well, yeah,
I
she
will
does-
fully admit that
I
I,
mean,
do not know.
just even
how women
just
work.
in sports in general, like the it's a small percent of people who are like actually good enough to be able to make
Yeah.
money in the sports that they love.
And to be
But,
fair,
like they would all do anything for a shot.
but
to be able
also
to make that money.
to be fair, she says early on when he first admits, like, I'm fighting, she says, we'll go back to living in that apartment or whatever. Fuck the house. I don't want you to get hurt.
He's like,
So-
no, we're not going backwards.
Well, yeah, so
his
the
pride
point
is
is,
like,
it's,
no.
'Cause
it's
he's a
all
warrior.
him. It's all about
Yeah.
him. It's not
Warrior.
about her, what she wants. He's going after what he wants and his pride.
This is your main protagonist here.
Yes. That's- But, yeah, so she's upset about this and she's trying to, you know, talk some sense into him, but he's like, whatever. I don't listen to you.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I mean, and it's, I don't know. It just, it's the UFC. It's not like the NBA or, you know, the Major League Baseball where they're going to play like a best of 7 series and you're going to know who the better person is. It's like someone could just take the wrong step, fall over, and then you land a good punch and you win the fight.
True.
Yeah.
But I mean, she's not
I
thinking
don't know.
of it
I think
like that.
I think the value of the shot is not being
she's
perceived
thinking
properly.
she's thinking purely in terms of I spent nights at a hospital where you were unconscious, not knowing if you were gonna be brain damaged or paralyzed or what, and that's not okay. Plus, your dad is like a pretty renowned shithead, and we already discussed that we're not gonna live that lifestyle, so we're not doing that.
The only thing
I
they
already
got her
entered
to,
the tournament.
Yeah, well, yeah, I mean, there's that.
Well, live in a small apartment, but I am not wiping your ass when you become crippled. That's what it comes down to.
only thing that they got her to like even acquiesce to it was that he was like, we got 3 weeks to do something about the
Yeah.
house.
Oh, yeah, that was the other
And I
thing.
was
He
like-
had not told her that part until...
I think
she was aware of.
Did she?
She knew
Okay.
that before he got suspended from work.
Because yeah, if you hadn't told her that, that's when
Yeah.
she, rightly so, she'd just be like, "I'm on divorce."
Because I got the impression she knew they were in financial trouble, but she didn't know they had 90 days or whatever. So, but I could be wrong. Anyway, yeah. So they go off to the big tournament now. Both brothers are entered. They see each other for the first time.
They haven't seen each other in 14 years.
Something like that,
Yeah, it was 14 years. That's when Tommy and his mom left. And so at one point we missed a scene where Patty is trying to reconnect with Brandon.
Yeah.
He's like, hey, I'm here. Brandon's like, what the fuck are you doing here? Right away.
Supposed to call first.
Yeah, you hand out work, fucking make a phone call. Fuck. Send a
Not
letter.
even just call first. I think it was just you can call or you can write letters. Otherwise, I don't want you around.
Which is fair. I mean,
Yeah.
he gave him options. He left communication lines open.
Yeah,
But he
plus
said, "These are the
there's
lines."
alluded to there's some valid reason for all this. We don't never really find out what specifically, but
Valid reason for what?
well, he says he makes some comment about like the last time you were here, you know why you can't come back or what, you know.
So he used to beat his mom.
Yeah.
But I think it was more than that. It sounded like maybe in front of his daughter, he was making lewd comments, or who knows what he was doing. Not to his daughter.
I'm
Yeah.
glad that part
That's-
they were like that you don't need to know.
Yeah.
I'm glad they left that out.
That's
But yeah,
speculation.
it's alluded to the fact that, he was a giant asshole in front of the daughter, and they were finally like, you can't be around her anymore, and you can't even be here once we get the other daughter.
I mean, he was gone for 3 years before the other one was even born.
Yeah.
So-
But that's what I'm saying. I think it was like you can't be.
Either way,
you
so
can't-
he's like, hey, I just want to let you know I'm sober now and all this other stuff, and he's like, yeah, I don't care, whatever. I'll forgive you for the past, but I'm not gonna, that doesn't mean I trust you.
He's like, but Tommy's back. Like, didn't tell him Tommy doesn't want to do with him either.
So he starts
Tommy's
name
here.
dropping immediately.
Yeah.
It's like, my brother's back? What?
he's living with me.
Yeah, we're
He
palling
hates
around.
me, but he's living under my roof.
It's a very sad but well done scene when like that, just the end where Nick Nolte sees the kids
Yeah.
and he's super happy, but he's like he knows like he wants to run up there, but like he knows he can't.
Yeah.
And it's like you're just like shit.
It's like that
That
creepy
sucks.
mall
Yeah.
Santa.
Because the kids like don't know who he. They even say, "Who's that,
Yeah.
Daddy?" Like they
He's
don't
like
know
just
who
some
he
old
is.
man.
Yeah.
Yep.
Just a nice old man.
So anyway,
But like he that's after that. So he knows that Tommy's in town, but he didn't expect to see him at the fight.
Mm-hmm.
And so I guess he calls him or something. They meet at the beach.
Yeah.
Why the beach? I don't know. It's weird.
I
And
don't
like
think they call it.
Because
I
that's
think
where
they just
bros meet, Brian.
I think they just went out for air, and that's
well, yeah, minor
Well, no, 'cause
nitpick.
that was they weren't they were dressed differently. Like it's a different scene. Not like they went outside from this meeting thing. They're like Tommy was in his sweatpants, but like they were
Yeah.
just out at the beach. Like then he called him. Like, he's like, "What do you want?" Like,
Oreo? What the hell is this?
what?
You see this backward ass cookie right now?
Oh shoot!
It
One
looks
flipped
like a
over in the
manhole
machine.
cover.
It does not have the ridges on the outside that I'm used to.
That's a total textural difference.
Yeah, that should have been caught.
I can't
You should
handle
take a
this.
picture and send it in.
Yeah, I want $1 million for this. Except
Oh,
I'm gonna
shit.
eat
What a
it
good
anyway.
package.
More
Oh
than
wait,
one.
Tony got one too.
Did he?
Same package.
more
yeah.
than one.
Well, actually, you're forgiven, Oreo.
It was backwards.
Because it's kind of cool because you actually get the cool indentations in the cream. I like indentations in my
Yeah,
cream.
it flipped over in the machine, so they put it on backwards.
I'm gonna make one minor nitpick about the scene here.
Yes, please
All
do.
right. They're meeting on a beach in Atlantic City. Nobody is passed out on drugs there, or whacked out on drugs, or like no one's trying to make out with someone else there. Like
No
Don't
one's
worry.
around.
no
Don't
one's
worry.
around.
In 10
Ryan.
more minutes, Tommy will be whacked out on drugs, and Brendan will be making out with his trainer. So you'll have both of those.
But like the point is like you can't go to the beach in my hometown and walk around on it at night like this and not run into like 10 people doing something shady.
All right.
Like in Atlantic
big one.
City, like this beach, there will be people everywhere.
Yeah.
Again, minor nitpick.
So basically, the two brothers finally meet up, and they're angry at each other for dumb reasons that brothers get angry at each
Brendan's
other.
like, hey, look, I got kids. And he's just like, I don't know those people.
Yeah.
Why you show me pictures of people I don't know? You're like,
And I'm like,
motherfucker.
you stupid baby.
Yeah.
Shut up.
It's like, I'm trying to like you, but I can't.
Act like a person, for crying out loud.
Okay.
He's like, you're not my brother. You're not in the Marine Corps.
Try and give them something
I don't know
more
why I'm
here.
doing Sylvester Stallone here.
It's like, hey,
Because he was doing it too.
you ran away. You're not in the Marine Corps either, pal.
Well, we don't know that yet. But From what I gathered, we got the family, got the father, got the mother, got the two brothers.
Yep.
The father was super shitty, beat his wife, probably beat his kids. The older brother, Brendan, I think then took off first chance he got. Get the hell out of there, leaving the little brother behind, and he's pissed about that. Eventually,
it was when Tommy and his mom left. Brendan didn't go with them. He stayed for Tess.
That's what, yeah.
Well, okay, kind of the same deal of he went to be with the girl.
You chose your girlfriend when mom needed you. You stayed here.
He's like, I married her. We have kids. Like,
I didn't know mom was sick. Like,
well, that's the other thing. Like,
thanks for not telling me mom died.
Yeah, he's pissed because the other brother, Tommy, didn't tell him that the mother was very sick and that she died. So he was pissed that he missed all that shit. So they are understandably upset with one another.
This poor woman, like, growing up with these three emotionally, like, just dead,
awful children.
Just nobody can communicate their emotions properly.
Right. That's men.
No.
In a house of men.
No, that's children.
That's the archetype of men this film presents.
Right.
Yes.
That's what I while watching.
That's what I like to call Muppet Brobies.
Yeah. Now, don't get me wrong. There are people like this in the world.
Muppet Brobies.
I'm like,
we keep our feels inside.
Can you draw that? Put on the shirt.
Brobies.
Brobies.
Our pain we cannot hide.
I'm about to say Puppet Brobies. Muppets trademark.
With the Tom Hardy lips.
That's in the band.
Janice?
Dr. T. No, Janice.
Yeah.
When we're mad, we'll turn around and punch you in the face. I don't know how to be alone, so give me lots of space.
Okay.
And then Animal comes out, punches the guy in the face, and goes, "Go bye-bye," and sleeps.
So now this is Sparta.
Sorry.
Yeah.
We're at the tournament. And there's an hour of movie left.
Yep.
Legit.
You're like, God damn it.
And again, this is weird. Okay, we got Tommy's fights, which seems to just be Tommy goes into the cage, they touch gloves, he punches somebody in the face, knocks him out, and leaves.
Tommy was squared off against the most awesome named person ever. It was something Barboza. He was the octopus.
Was it Midnight Barboza?
No. Midnight Barboza. The
black dude, right? Midnight,
no, the black dude was Midnight Lee. That was the one that Brendan had to fight. Tommy was fighting I think he was Hispanic, but he was something Barboza, the octopus. I'm like,
Francis or Ferdinand or
could have been Ferdinand Barboza.
I think it was an F name, I think.
And Ferdinand does not last very long.
No, again, just one punch to the face, he's down, and he doesn't even wait for him to fall. He just walks out the ring like I'm done.
Like the best part.
No entrance or exit music.
Yep.
He's like, we're done here.
The announcers were like, is that against the rules? Like,
everyone's just like, I love this dude.
Yeah, well,
I think it's before he goes in the ring here where his dad's like rubbing his shoulders. He's just like, don't fucking touch me. Oh, okay. Sure.
This is an angry dude.
Yeah.
But it's not anywhere near as easy for Brendan.
No, this is another half hour. We got his fighting Midnight.
Yep.
And just kind of mostly getting his ass handed to him for quite a while.
He comes into Ode to Joy as his entrance music.
All right.
Which
Beethoven.
I'm a fan of. You know why? Because
royalty free.
Well, yeah, but like
that's why they're
remember when Triple H was Hunter Hearst Helmsley?
Yeah,
he would come into like classical music and stuff like that. And like it was funny to me. Like so in my head, I'm like, like wrestling.
So it's the standard fare of like he's getting beat up. And then he figures out the guy's trick, and then he gets him in his arm lock, which is kind of like his main thing. Like
it's holds and
Tommy's just gonna straight up knock you out, and then but Brendan will get you to submit.
Tommy's thing seems to be powerhouse, knock you out in one punch. Brendan's thing seems to be, I'm gonna like wear you down till you can't really fight back, and then like get you in a hold.
Yeah.
Well, by wear you down, he use his face as a shield.
Yes, that's exactly what I mean. Like I'm gonna take a beating until you get tired of doing it, and then I'll grab you.
I'm just going to let you pummel me about the eyes and mouth until you wear yourself out.
Somehow in the act of beating the tar out of me, You are the one rendered incapable of defending yourself.
Well, yeah, like it's not quite rope-a-dope because that's when you tire them out. He's
Yeah.
like, I'm making you real confident, so you start making mistakes.
Yeah,
and then
it's the Rocky Balboa technique.
Yeah, I was thinking that episode of The Simpsons where Homer becomes a boxer for a while just because he can keep getting beaten in the face and he'll just stand there until the other person gets tired enough.
Just push him over,
yeah,
Homer.
just one hit and they're down. That's his tactic.
I liked it better in the fighter, where that was kind of how Mickey Ward did it, but Mickey Ward always had a strategy. Like, it was always, I'm gonna be on the ropes taking a beating for a while, but it was never like he's just that tough. Like, it was always like he got the guy to keep attacking him a certain way, and then it left him open for like a body shot or something. It wasn't just a straight like, I'm just that tough.
Yeah.
That you're going to run out of stamina punching me before
I'm going to curl into a ball and you're going to keep hitting me till you get too tired to do it anymore.
Now, at this point, I can see why his wife does not want him to do the UFC anymore.
Right, yeah.
This tournament, it's 2 days, I think.
Yeah.
So it's like, how many fighters? It was a lot of fighters.
It was 16, so you're going to have to win 4 fights.
Yeah, 2 a day.
Yep.
I'm just like, yo, that's fucking harsh on the body. Like, damn.
Yeah, and normally, like, I don't know exactly the timetables, but I think a UFC fighter would get a few months like, they only fight like 3 or 4 times a year.
Yeah.
Yeah. You get a few months of recovery time. Anyway,
Yeah, because I mean, like for anybody, that's way too much punishment to take like
yeah.
in quick succession like that.
Well, especially because, like, once you get back to the locker room and the adrenaline wears off, like, your body's going to be
Yeah,
done.
like you're just in a car accident.
Yeah.
But yeah, see, again, now we get into this weird, like, we're moving up the ranks, so now Tommy's back in the ring.
Oh, we get one fight. Fucking Kurt Angle here is playing Koba. Just fucking power bombs the guy. Just straight up, like, WWE moves.
I didn't realize it was Kurt Angle was the
Yeah.
guy until, that's Kurt Angle. Like,
Just it's so friggin' brutal how they portray him. I did, like, I saw some reviews on this where everyone was like, why is this guy even here? But, like, I don't know, the way they portrayed him I thought was cool.
Yeah.
He was just fucking brutal.
I was saying, I figured like they wanted someone who could act and fight. But I'm watching it, I'm like, he didn't even act. He just fought. Like,
Yeah.
I feel like it was a nod to Rocky 4.
The
maybe.
Big
It was-
Russian
it
dude
was
comes
Russian
in.
too.
Yeah,
But
like-
here's my thing. I think maybe, and I could be wrong, but their thing of why is he here is the same problem I'm having of, like, he's built up as the big thing for this tournament.
Yeah.
Like, beat him and you get the money or whatever. But he's not even the final fight. Like,
Yeah.
it's just kind of, on our way
Well,
up the ranks, we fought him and we won.
What I hope
well, he had
for,
to fight too. So like,
would be like
Yeah.
a more Rocky-ish scenario where he beats one of the brothers, and then that causes the brothers to reconnect.
Right.
And one helps the other one overcome this
Right.
guy.
That's what I was thinking.
But when I saw this, and then I saw that the Mohawk guy was involved, I knew immediately it's like, okay, Tommy's fighting Mohawk, Brendan's fighting Koba, then both of them are going to win. They're going to fight in finals. Brendan's going to win. That's the movie.
Yeah.
see, I was hoping it was going to be Brendan fights Mohawk, beats him quick too.
Yeah.
It was like, so the brothers both be the same guy, like whatever. Tommy fights Koba and wins, and then Brendan and Tommy fight, and then Brendan wins.
But like, it wasn't even a question in my mind that was the bracket.
Yeah.
Now, granted, I mean, that's not necessarily a knock on this film because you can always tell what the fight's going to be in all of these films.
Right.
But like, why was Mad Dog such a big damn deal? He went down like a bitch.
He beat the hell out of another dude.
in the beginning. Yeah, but
That's the thing. I think it's the implication here is every time he's going against someone else, he's a badass. Every time he goes against Tommy just knocks
yeah,
the
but why
fuck
do we
out
need
of
to
him.
see it twice?
Again,
Well,
this is what I'm getting at.
They don't even humor you the second time, though. Tommy just walks in and just like,
Oh yeah, he's just, it's like, you're down. I'm gonna punch you in the face.
Yeah, I told him I really hope that first one was it. Like, just bam. Okay.
I think it was just a straight up clothesline. I don't even know if
Yeah, it was. Straight up, like,
Yeah, like you might be dead. I don't know. They don't actually tell.
yeah, we never do find out.
No, dude just walks away, and they even mentioned like, oh, he's walking away like he's leaving a crime scene. I'm like, he might actually be dead.
like he might.
Yeah, they keep saying like, "Oh, he's not moving or whatever."
dies,
He's
he
down.
dies.
Yeah, exactly.
Um,
But I'm just like,
But-
why was that a big rematch?
Because it's formula.
Tommy doesn't get progression. He doesn't. Like he comes in as a badass, takes a badass the entire movie till the end. Like Brandon gets progression, but like Tommy, like, his montage was just Tommy just being a badass in training. Like, that's it. Like, so why wouldn't he beat this guy again?
His one moment of character progression does come now between the two knights when the thing where he's just an absolute dick to Nick Nolte.
Yeah.
That scene at the casino floor.
Oh yeah.
And he's just like, give me your feels.
Yeah. I'll talk about that.
Yeah, I think that was his moment to be able to let out what he wants, what he came to town to do.
Does like an Eddie Arcadian move. He's like, take some quarters.
He literally throws a couple quarters at his face.
My favorite thing about the scene, and it's real quick, but in the background, there are some people on the side scenes.
I saw that.
There's a black woman in the corner looking at them like, like it was amazing. I wish I had paused on that scene to see her face because it was priceless. Like, oh man, it was so priceless.
But yeah, what are you trying to do here now? I need you years ago when you weren't there, so fuck off. And he just, again, in my head, it was just that sad Charlie Brown song as Nick Nolte just slowly walked away.
Any little step that Nick Nolte has tried to make as far as like any sort of recovering his relationship with his son, he pisses on every single thing there.
Yeah.
It's a thorough tongue lashing.
Yeah, it's real sad.
Yeah. We've also found out earlier that the Iraq plot comes back in where they found out that he saved these other Marines from drowning.
Because he ripped the door off a tank?
Yeah.
Again, superpowers, y'all.
If y'all have not seen this, look at his shoulders and shit. Yeah. I believe it. I believe it.
Did he have the venom then? Is that
maybe like?
But then there was something about like friendly fire, and then he's going to give the purse of the fight to the widow of his pal Manny, and that's what he's fighting for.
Too much. He not only did he save these people, and this guy's all like, "Yeah, he's a hero because he saved all these people." There's this other plot that we did touch on before of one of his buddies died because all of his platoon apparently died when the U.S. bombed them.
Friendly fire, right?
Yeah. But it's just too much. Just like tie those in together or something.
And he deserted at that point.
Yep.
But what I didn't get was, how did you get from Iraq back home?
He walked. That's why he's so badass.
Yeah.
I don't know.
He might have.
Yeah.
I'd assume like he had got to with some of the friendly fire. Like they took him somewhere, then he's never went to Europe and never came back. Cause you had to go through Europe to come back. So he's never was in Europe and never went back home. I don't know. So but like my thing was, when you find out he's a deserter, his dad mentions it when he's in one of their talks. And like the next scene, there's like a whole section of the stadium is Marines. They're all singing. And like, I'm like, I didn't realize that like, they don't know he's a deserter because like, they wouldn't be there. They did to get him if they knew he was a deserter.
At this point, they just think he's a hero because this one guy recognized his face. Which did anyone else think when Nick Nolte was watching this and he was trying to get his attention to watch the thing, was thinking he's gonna go, "Hey Peter, turn on channel 9, boobs." No,
I didn't think that at all.
That's all I can think.
I can't even tell you how long since I thought about Office Space in any capacity.
So
that's just all I was thinking.
We're jumping around scenes out of order here, but basically because of his shit got put out there, Tommy's really mad. He takes that out on that gives him the chutzpah to take that out on his dad and give him the what for that he wanted to give him, early on in the movie when he first saw him, like in the first scene of the movie, I believe.
Yeah.
And then now Nick Nolte's like, 1,000 days sober. Fuck it.
Nuts to that.
One day at a time.
Yeah.
That day ain't today.
Yeah.
Like,
I'm going back to the hotel and I'm drinking everything.
Where's that mini fridge?
This is the point in a movie where Nick Nolte usually checks out. So he's just like, fuck it, we're going to go get drunk.
Yeah.
That is true, too.
Yeah.
Like, he's not in the... I mean, he's in the movie. He's not in the rest of the movie.
He was perfectly cast for this.
And am I wrong? Is at one point, when we're seeing the destruction of his hotel room, is there like a bottle of NyQuil or something?
Yep.
Like he drank that? Like
He's like, we're doing all of it.
Yeah.
Whatever's
And
there.
then that's when Tommy's like, okay, gotta take care of Pop.
Yeah.
They have gone too far.
It was kind of touching, but kind of not. Like, I took it as he probably spent a lot of time taking care of his mom.
Yeah.
So seeing his dad like that just put him back in that mode. So he was like, all right, let me just take care of him real quick. Like, I don't think it was anything like he felt bad for his dad at all. I think he just felt like somebody needs to be taken care of.
He's not really capable of expressing his emotions other than punching people.
Right.
Yeah.
And yelling. So and neither of those were going to help in this situation. So
And I think
You mean whisper yelling?
whisper yell. Yeah.
even if he was just going into the mode of helping his mom, the fact that he's showing that kind of sympathy or trying to help his father at all, when last we saw he was literally throwing quarters at his face, like, that's something.
Just wanted him to dance.
You get dance for that quarter.
The bat dance.
It's a lot of
A
quarters.
lot of quarters.
We dance for days.
But yeah, so we now for the last fight, it's the two brothers.
Well, this is when it would catch up with, this is when Tommy fights Mad Dog and just takes him out of action. And then you get the fight of Brendan versus Koba here, versus Kurt Angle. And I'm a little biased just because I love Kurt Angle. Like,
Angle.
yeah, there's no way Joel, I keep,
Edgerton.
Joel Edgerton, I keep wanting to call him Joel Olstein.
Just call it.
Wow.
Wow.
Which I have no reason to.
That'd be a real
But,
different.
yeah.
Call him
different
what?
setup.
Joel Olstein. Him versus Kurt Angle is not going to go well. No, but there's no way Joel Edgerton
Just call him Jack Conan O'Brien.
is taking on Kurt Angle. Like, but he gets his ass.
Yeah, I was going to
whooped.
say, to be fair, most of it he was
Yeah.
just getting punched in the face.
Like
Yeah, a lot.
It's Robert Tony during he's like, it's not about how hard you can hit, it's how hard you can get hit.
Yeah.
And like he's getting hit hard as fuck.
Yeah.
Like Angle's not playing around.
And my only problem with this is that we go 3 rounds.
Yeah.
The first 2 rounds are exactly the same.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Like exactly the same.
Almost all 3, except for the ending.
We
really.
could have cut him down a little bit.
Oh, yeah.
And just had like
Or can we
highlight
have
hits.
the
or
first
something.
round? They go that like they're going back and forth for maybe like a minute before Koba then just starts laying a beating on him. some difference. But now that being said, though, like the beating he lays on him is intense
He
stuff.
just
I
throws
said
this
this
guy
while-
around.
Yeah, I said this while watching, but I'm not sure if this is the case or not, but he might actually have like chain link fence marks on his face by the end of this. Because he's got a bunch of marks around his eyes, and I'm pretty sure they're in the imprints of the chain link fence because he just keeps getting thrown into it.
Like at this point, I kept saying through all the fights we've seen him in, he's hit people maybe 4 times. He's been hit like 1,000 times.
Yeah.
Like all he does is get hit in the face. Like
He's a
he gets-
grappler.
yeah, it's like
in,
1,
but
2.
yeah.
Left jab to the face, uppercut. Like right uppercut.
Yeah.
Like it's every fight. That's how it starts.
And
His trainer even says something about that to him. He's like, it's what it is. I forgot exactly what it is, but he's like, eventually you have to throw a punch.
yeah.
Or something like
I
that.
thought you were gonna say like you gotta get on the pole, then hit him a bit, and then shoot.
I want you to shoot on him.
He works somehow in telling Brendan the plan to beat him. He works the word angle into there.
Yeah, he does. Like,
You gotta get the right angle.
The right
You
angle.
got to get the right angle.
Yeah.
Wait for him to pull. Then I want you
to shoot.
to hit him, and then shoot on him.
Shoot on him. Shoot.
And if I recall,
That
Wait
shit
till,
trigger.
wait till his back is exposed and then shoot on him.
Look for the tramp stamp.
I'm surprised it took this long for that joke to come out.
It shouldn't have, but we skipped a lot.
He's got a gold medal, and they'll give him a pearl necklace.
So
We also skipped that whole part where Nick Nolte's in the locker room just with a big thing of Vaseline.
Dude, what the hell?
Well, Tom Hardy is upside
the
down.
position Tom Hardy's in is a little
Like,
weird.
That was unnecessary.
You just see the handful of goo. And you're like, where is that going? And then you're like, don't show me where that's going.
And
they don't.
And they don't. And you're like, thank
pull
you.
away.
Thank
Pull
you.
it- You're like Tom Hardy. It's like, is this like a post-fight jerk that he's got going
No,
on?
it was before the fight. It was,
Well,
it was
pre-fight
the pre-fight lube. I don't know.
Gotta empty the chamber before you go in the
Gotta
ring.
keep them loose.
Or maybe load the chamber. I don't know.
Oh, is you think that's it? He's just fluffing them?
Maybe.
Just get him
I
angry.
don't know if you want to go into battle with a rock hard opponent.
Listen,
Probably gonna need
listen,
that blood
He's
somewhere
almost
else.
grandma in the fight.
This is- hey, that's how you get that rage up.
Maybe some psychology, like the other guy sees
We'll
it.
fight. We'll fight.
The other guy's like, "Whoa!"
You know what? From the position, he might have just been shoving a butt plug up his backside.
They're just in the training. They're in the
You win, bro. You win. I don't want to fight you. You win.
they're in
You win.
the locker room just edging for 3 hours until the freaking match starts. Dude's ready to kill anything.
Wow, I can't believe we forgot about that.
I blocked it out.
Yeah.
It's
like
burned in my
Sting.
brain. I can't.
Okay. So basically, though, this.
Wait 1 second. All you ladies out there, I know you love Tom Hardy.
Stacey's listening, probably.
Yeah, I know you love Tom Hardy. Just imagine Nick Nolte quietly sliding a butt plug right up Tom Hardy's ass.
Draw that one. How about that? Draw
Yeah, you want a t-shirt of that?
Put that one on a t-shirt.
Can it just say on the front, where does that go in with Nick Nolte with a handful of
No,
lube?
no. it'll
And
just
on
be-
the back, Tom Hardy in that position.
it'll just be our logo.
Yeah, if we just have one where it is just the front is just Nick Nolte with a handful of Vaseline, and on the back it just says the 4am podcast. I think that could be a winner.
I'll just have some of the lines from Moby Dick on the front.
Yeah. Okay, so
It's a white whale.
this,
Call
Like
Rich
I,
Mel.
that must have had some sort of context for the movie, but I've never read
Maybe?
the book, so I don't.
What,
I
Moby
don't-
Dick?
Yeah, I don't know.
it's just his pride consumed him, and he's chasing after his white whale, at the expense of everything else in his life, and ultimately his hubris leads to his downfall.
Okay.
But it's somewhat fitting for this movie.
Yeah.
Okay.
We say that because Nick Nolte is listening to the audiobook of that.
More so than the red balloon with Mike Tyson.
We'll get you another balloon, honey.
So this fight with Koba, as far as I can tell, they both locked each other in a submission hold, and then it was just like Koba
Who tapped
tapped out
first?
first.
Yeah.
He realized he's like, I don't think this guy's ever gonna give up.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
exactly what I think it was. It's just.
Okay.
He's an Irishman. His head's so big, I have a hard time actually getting my legs
But
around him.
yeah, speaking of them saying, getting the word angle in there, like, again, director of miracles. So we keep talking about what a miracle, what a miracle. Like, I was getting flashbacks.
I doubt that was really that.
I don't think that was a callback
like,
thing.
Director
literally,
didn't
like,
write the script.
A no name person fighting.
Yes.
Like
But it almost felt like he just kept the same script for it's a miracle they won. Like he just this is what the announcer says, just copy paste. All right.
it ain't a hard one.
So at this point, I looked at the movie timer and I'm like, Jesus Christ, there's half an hour
Half an
left.
hour left.
I'm like, God damn it. And so, like, they just go in the back and then they're like, all right, we'll just do this fight. And then they go back out.
Yep.
That's
So
basically it.
but at this point, shit comes out. We realize that well, okay, not literally, but well, maybe we didn't
It's
see
about where I was.
Yeah, we didn't see the what happened in the background.
I had to
But
poo.
no, Tommy is being outed as using his mother's maiden name. Shush. They realize that
He had no right.
they realize that he is a deserter from the army or from the Marines. So they've come to arrest him once the fight is over. And they also realize now, like these two that are about to fight for the big title, whatever, they're brothers. So hey,
'Cause no one knew because the names are different, last names are different. So
Yeah, what? Like, I still don't I understand for the movie, but like, why would they let him continue to fight? Why wouldn't they just arrest him on the spot and forfeit the match to Brendan?
why?
Yeah, that I don't know.
What I mean, like why?
Because he deserted the
What-
Marine.
Yeah,
No,
because
but
he's
like-
arrested.
But like, what's the half hour?
Yeah. Well,
all right,
Because he deserted the Marines.
it's like in the Blues Brothers when all the cops show up at the end to arrest them, and then John K's like, wait, we haven't even heard them play.
yeah.
Like, for no
I mean,
reason.
no, like I said, I understand in the context of the movie why they would do that.
Or like, even could you imagine, right? If this was really happening, and you sold this pay-per-view in Vegas. In Vegas.
You think Marines are in pay-per-view's pocket?
Do you think that they pay the NFL to do stuff too? Like
That's
you think,
fair.
Yeah.
That's fair.
So you think they're gonna be like, we're gonna shut down your main event because we couldn't wait a half hour to
Oh, which,
rest
by
of
the
that.
way, we probably have a commercial or
By
two
the commercial
in.
too in here because your guy, one of your guys is a Marine.
Yeah.
We didn't realize it was once we found out we paid you to do. No, they're gonna wait the half hour to take him in. Like
That's fair.
Yeah.
I'll
Like,
I'll allow it.
I'll give you that. Yeah.
day one got us so many enrollments.
Learn how to do this.
And that's the other thing now at this point, like, because it's not really about the purse anymore. Because at this point, both of them are going to be superstars.
Yeah,
Right.
So even if
guess.
one of them loses, they're both getting contracts.
yeah.
Well,
Well, Tommy might be going to prison.
Yeah.
but, you know.
which is kind of a shame because to cut to the end real quick here, he loses, so that means that the widow and her children ain't getting shit.
Yeah, well, I'll talk about that in a second.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's just getting what she already had. Like,
So, so the fight basically, it goes exactly how you think it would. Tommy's super brutal, comes out in the beginning,
Well,
just starts
it doesn't
beating,
go at all how I thought it would.
it just beats the shit out of Brendan for 2 rounds, and then Brendan cannot be, can't be knocked unconscious or made to submit. What I didn't get actually with Brendan in all these fights is usually in the UFC, when you're down and the other dude is just punching like free on you for a few seconds,
yeah.
like that's it. Like the ref comes in and he's like, "It's over. You lost."
It depends on how to punch you.
I mean, he did have his guard up for most of it.
He wasn't hitting him in the face. Like, he was just hitting his arms. He wasn't hitting his face.
This
at
was
all.
a double elimination.
A what?
Double elimination. No. So they said at the beginning that it was like either tap out or knockout. That was the only. Those are the only like.
No, but there were ref stoppages for other ones.
Ref- in UFC, like the mixed martial arts, they stop fights.
Yeah, no,
faster than
I get it, but
boxing.
like in the context of the movie,
Yeah.
In the movie itself, I believe, because like we were saying with the blockage, because when he fought Mad Dog and it was just beating on his face, they pulled him off and were like, it's
yeah, well,
done.
his ass was unconscious and maybe dead at that point.
Well, yeah,
Was
but
it
my
the-
point is, once
yeah.
they saw the guy was still moving, he's still blocking.
The
it's
moment
like,
they
okay.
see you can't defend yourself
they
anymore.
stop the
so-
fights. Not like boxing, where like they'll let you get
Right, yeah.
beat around and get back up and fight some more.
Yeah. Well, boxing, though, as part of getting up to the 10 count, though, is you have to be able to actually talk to the ref. Because if you get up before the 10 count, but you don't say, like, you're okay and you're ready to continue, he still counts you out.
Yeah, but then like you get up and you're like, you got a concussion, but you can say something.
Yeah.
Like then you go,
Yeah,
like,
then-
you talk in the head again. Like
Yeah.
He's like,
Like,
I think
hey,
you can say you're okay. Just
that's
not
what
you
happens
are
more often
okay.
than not. Like
But, like in the end of the fighter, actually, though, the second, like, he knocks the main guy down twice. And then after the second one, the ref's just like, yeah, you're just beating his ass. You win.
yeah.
Like,
vomiting blood is not does not count as acknowledgement that you're okay.
Yeah.
Or like Tommy's saying, like you were saying, it's just brute force and like and Brendan's like, I'll wait for my opportunity and if I get it, I'm taking it. Like
well, he realized he's like, once, I don't think these guys can actually knock me unconscious. So I'm just going to grab his arm and dislocate his shoulder.
yeah.
That's
We see some hurt feelings first because after
what's
the
funny?
first bell, he still punches him, and
Oh, yeah.
after the
Honestly
second bell, they're
thought-
still kind of going at each other.
It's funny you should mention that because I honestly felt that this entire final match should be like in slow mo to the tune of Flight of the Conchords' "Hurt Feelings" song.
I haven't heard that one.
I'll
seems
play it
about
for
right.
you.
Okay.
Oh yeah, so Pop has shown back up at this point. He's recovered from last night's bender.
Oh, we didn't mention that Test showed up for the
Yeah.
final fight for the
Koba
Koba
fight.
fight.
I want to
but
see
it's
you
not
die in
really-
person.
I thought it was funny because like she was like, "This is the guy who's gonna kill you," and then he's fighting that guy. She's like, "Fuck, I didn't mean to be here for this fight."
And also another little subplot thing: the kids that from Brendan's class wanted to use the school's auditorium to watch the fight. Principal was like, no. So then they left, and then like they found like a drive-in movie to watch it.
Yeah, the principal's
And then-
watching from his house the whole time.
and then the principal shows up at the drive-in.
drive-through. Yeah.
He's like, hey,
I thought it was the
Drive-in.
nudie bar. Am I crazy?
No,
No,
I
it's
thought it was like the
drive-in.
parking lot of the nudie bar. Okay, all right.
Which again, like all of that, it makes sense in the context of reality. Like you can't use you can't use school grounds for this purpose or whatever. But like, why is it in the movie? We don't need any of that.
No. So, yeah, all right. So now Tommy's his shoulders dislocated, and he can't lose. He's still gonna keep fighting,
Yeah.
and he doesn't have a trainer to throw in the towel.
right
So
because he scared them all away.
Yep.
Yeah. His
he
father was
ran
his
them
only
off.
trainer.
Yep.
He told him to fuck off. So
And then and Brendan's just like, I don't really want to do this.
yeah. Why are you doing this? You totally lost.
Yeah.
Please stop. But
Yeah.
he finally gets him into a submission hold, and like
I don't know what the song is they were playing, but the song I liked it. It's like a pseudo Johnny Cash kind of deal.
They opened the movie with the song too.
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh,
Oh no.
I joked when it opened, it felt like a weird Wes Anderson movie.
yeah.
He was open with like a weird song playing and like just
Hey.
stuff happening.
We're far away.
But I thought it was funny. Well, a little fucked up, but like Brendan, like he like snaps his something in the shoulder. Like you hear it. He tells his coach, something tore. I heard it. Something tore. Coach's like, shut up. Just go in there. We need 2 more rounds. You have to win these rounds so you win. Like
Coach
shut
is
up.
like, go break his other arm.
yeah. I'm like, what?
Just go back out there.
Yeah.
He's like, so Brandon's out there. He's like, I don't want to do this. Like Tommy, you don't gotta do this, Tommy. You don't gotta be this stubborn bull. Like
Yeah. You didn't stick with the Marines this long. Why are you?
Oh.
Jesus Christ.
He stuck with his mom through the whole time, though.
I guess that's his story.
True.
He only
She's
ran
dead, I
away
don't
from
know.
the Marines when they started chucking bombs at him, so they even give him some slack. But
I say put Frank Castle in this ring with him.
okay. So Brendan grapples Tommy and he gets him into this hold, and he's just like, tap out, man. It's okay. I love you. Yada yada. All the feels, and finally he just taps.
That was it. Once he said, "I'm sorry, I love you," he gave up.
Yep.
Tommy taps out. That's all I wanted to hear.
Yep.
Was that you love me?
That's his nickname now. Tommy taps out.
That is his nickname. Tapped out of the Marines. Tapped out of the tournament.
Why don't you go call him Tommy Taps Out? See how that goes for you.
As long as his arm's still broken, sure.
Oh, my arms are fine now, and I will destroy you.
So yeah, they hug it out, and then they both leave the ring real fast. And I think the Marines are just kind of following them. But
The movie just ends.
Pop's like, "Good job. I'm not gonna follow you."
Great job.
And then they're like, they're arm in arm walking out of there, and like any fight movie, it always ends like right there at the fight.
Yeah.
The immediate
And
aftermath.
then they say, they split the money so that the widow could have
Nope,
half.
they don't say
Oh
shit.
no, they don't say any of that
No.
crap. That's
Yeah.
right. Nothing's wrapped up with the father. Nothing is wrapped up with either of those two. Like
Not
we
really.
don't get to know anything that happens after this point.
We
Okay,
do
well-
know that most likely they keep the house.
yeah.
Yeah, we know that.
I could guess that Nick Nolte is content with at least, he knows he's probably never going to get through to his sons again.
But at
But
least they
they're,
fought each other.
They're good with each other.
Yep.
I think is what the movie's trying to imply.
I guess.
And I think
Sure.
and I think he can live with that.
Or die with that.
Yeah. That's why he wasn't trying to go with him at the end.
Yeah, I did get that part. But yeah, then it just kind of comes to an end, and that's The Warrior from the year 2011. All right, so on RottenTomatoes.com, critics gave this a score of 82%. Audience gave this a score of 92%. That's their thoughts and opinions on this. What about you and yours, Rob?
This movie is not for me. I didn't find this entertaining. I found it way too long, and the fact that they don't wrap up any of the storylines or the story arcs with any of the characters annoyed the crap out of me. So I'm not gonna recommend it because I don't know. I found the fights are awesome, but it takes so long to get to them in between, everything in between. So I'm not recommending it based on that.
Okay, Joe.
I'm going to recommend this movie, but I had several major problems. And I think it all stems from these kind of fight movies really are not for me, like Rob said. I compared this movie to a lot of the problems I had with the movie Avatar, where just the moment you look at the movie, you're like, I've seen this movie before, and you can sit there and tell the plot right as it's coming out. But I think in both of those movies, that's not really the point. I think that, you already know the story. You're supposed to focus more on the characters And in the case of Avatar, it was you focus more on, the effects and the crazy world that they made. And in that way, I think Avatar distinguished itself, and I enjoyed myself in that movie, even though the story was basic as fuck.
Basic bitch.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
So in this one, like, the story's basic as fuck. And like, I was mad at how easily I was able to just say the plot points right as they're happening. That being said, though, everything in this movie besides that is done well. You get 3 great performances. The fights are really cool. It was directed competently. The only thing I would say it did not do well is it should have been edited down to below 2 hours. There's no excuse for this movie being 2 hours and 20 minutes. And I'm the one that always defends movies for being as long as they need to be. This movie did not need to be over 2 hours. So it is a good movie, and I will recommend it on its artistic merits, but it is not my kind of movie, and I don't think I'll ever be watching it again.
All right, Brian.
This is not my kind of movie. Like I enjoy a good fight movie every now and then. This isn't just a fight movie. All the other stuff, like, I pretty much echo what Joe said. Like, it's one that, like, it does a lot of things well, except for it's just too long. It builds, characters you kind of have some feelings about, like them or hate them, whatever. Like, it's about flawed people. And so those movies that I'll watch those, but they're not my go-to. Like, everyone in this movie has, like, just human beings. That's why I'm okay with how it ends, not wrapping up stuff, because like that's how life goes.
Yeah, I get that, but and I can only speak from my own perspective, of course. For me, movies are an escape. Like, I don't want to see just flawed human beings. Like, I want to see a story with a beginning and an end, like with an arc, and I want to see that redemption there, and that just wasn't there for me personally.
Right. I mean, but like, this wasn't that movie.
Yeah.
Like,
no, I know.
That's what I'm saying. Like, it's not my go-to, but I get why people would like this movie.
Mm-hmm.
I'll recommend it because it was well made, and people who were acting, they're great performers and stuff like that. And the fights that do happen, they're awesome to see. Like, I remember just watching some of the scenes, and I was like, cause it looked cool as fuck. But like, stories about flawed people, like, I got shit going on in my life. I just want to like laugh and like, have a good time, or like, this is not my go-to movie. This is one I watch like with someone who likes this kind of stuff. Like, it's not really my thing, but if that's your kind of thing, I'll recommend watching it. Like, it's well made. So yeah, that's me.
Okay. I'm gonna give it a light recommend as well, as Joe did, because I think it's a one and done. Like, there's enough there that is, like you said, competently made. We got some good performances and so on. That is enjoyable, and if it is your type of movie, it's definitely not a lighter affair for those that are looking for escapism or anything. But again, I can't give it too high a marks because, like I said, there's too much going on. I as Joe mentioned with the defending a movie when it's too long, and I'm totally with that. Like, take as long as you need for the movie, but this movie didn't need to be that long. There's way too much going on because they're going with all the stereotypes, but they're going with all the stereotypes. They're throwing everything in there, and like half of it doesn't need to be, because if you focused on the dad trying to find redemption with his kids, that would have been a better story, even if it ended with the fighting of them. If you focused on Joel Edgerton and trying to, get this money for his house and doing that, that would have been a perfect Rocky type story. Or Tom Hardy just trying to deal with all the crap he went through in the war and finding some kind of peace or something. Like, that would have been a good story. But like, yeah, again, we're throwing in the principal and the girl with the, weak heart or whatever. She had to, like, just all these other plot points that just kind of weigh the movie down. And it's like a good hour you could have just cut out of this and made it a lot more worth the time. So yeah, just a light recommend for me. Like, if you're into this kind of stuff, give it a shot, but you're probably not going to see it multiple times.
I have 2 other points, actually, I'd like to make. One, I think this movie was very effective as a vehicle for promoting, mixed martial arts.
Oh, for sure.
And UFC. And I think I'm making a generalization here because I don't really know that kind of audience, but I think to that audience, this is the kind of movie they wanted.
Oh, yeah.
And I think it really, for what it was aiming for, I think it did a great job of hitting that.
Yeah.
Well, but like, I think
It
again,
just wasn't aiming for the four of us.
Right.
but
and
I think
again,
even with
I
the
can
mixed martial arts crowd, I think that's more like the last hour or so of the movie. The rest of it is family drama, which I don't know if
I
that's
don't know.
what they're after.
There's good sprinklings of Tom Hardy beating the shit out of people.
Well, yes, but I mean,
and again,
Sorry, go ahead, Joe.
well, I'm making another generalization here, but a bunch of dudes having trouble expressing their emotions.
Yeah.
Is kind of
It's a super
the target audiences they were going for.
It's
here.
a super bro-y movie. And like I didn't recommend it because I can only recommend things based on whether or not I would enjoy them. But I can totally see the audience for this. Like I could tell I know people that would love this movie, and I know people that this movie's aimed towards. And I didn't recommend it because it's
not you. Yeah.
That's certainly not me. There were no dinosaurs. There were no people in rubber costumes. So it doesn't really fit my criteria.
No boom
I
mics.
mean, Kurt Angle was a beast, though.
Could someone have just kicked like a fake cat across the room or something?
That would have bumped it up a little bit, but I still I don't
Tom
know.
Hardy could have thrown a little poodle out the
What
window.
if at the girl's birthday party,
Yep.
what he got her was a T-Rex?
No, that wouldn't do it.
Okay.
no, I think what we were looking for, and we mentioned this while watching it, when they went to the drive-in, to view this pay-per-view fight, if instead they started watching a monster movie and then somehow the monster came through the screen, or there was an actual monster behind the screen that attacked.
If the rest of the movie was about that,
Yeah,
yeah
that would've-
totally.
Yeah.
Well, if Tom Hardy and Joel Osteen had to team up,
If Tom Hardy and Joel Osteen were fighting,
Joel
that,
Edgerton.
that might have been a different story.
Yeah, and like they had to make the T-Rex tap out with his tiny arms.
What if
A T-Rex walking down the street with fucking Brendan hanging off to the side and getting it in an arm bar. He's just like, what are you doing, bro?
He's trying for 3 rounds to get a T-Rex into a chokehold.
I also like the idea of the T-Rex trying to, but his little arms can't reach. He's like,
I kind of like the idea of Joel Edgerton just like with his legs wrapped around a T-Rex's neck, just kind of hanging down like a bib.
Yeah.
T-Rex is running around doing whatever.
Freaking Tom Hardy's like running behind it, just punching the shit out of its tail.
Like, all right.
It's like, I don't care.
and then Nick Nolte comes by and he's like, I got this, and has the Vaseline glob on his hand.
oh god.
Yeah, full marks after that. Yeah.
Oh.
So, all right. Basically not a recommend from us.
Yeah.
Anything
well,
else to add?
the other thing I'd like to say
No,
too.
wait, no, three of us said yes.
3 out of
What do you
4 recommended it.
What do you mean three
But-
of us said yes?
Three of us
Did you say
recommended
no?
it.
No, I said recommend.
No, Brian.
You did. Oh, I'm
Rob
sorry.
was the
Rob.
only one that said
I
no.
was the
You
only
wrote
one.
down things.
Yeah.
How do you not know that you recommended this movie?
I know what I said. I thought he didn't. I apologize.
All right. One other thing, though, there is a movie that came out a year earlier that I've talked about several times in this episode called The Fighter, which I think was just this movie better. And if that's one where it is the stereotypical fight movie in that he's going to have the fight at the end and he's going to win, but it's not about that at all. It's almost like his brother, who is his trainer, is kind of the main character, and that journey of those two brothers I found a whole lot more compelling than what I saw here.
And that's saying something since Mark Wahlberg's in it.
Yeah.
So Mark
Why do you hate
Wahlberg
Mark Wahlberg so much?
Can act when he's in roles that are for Mark
And the
Wahlberg.
guy, the guy he
which
was,
means no, he can't.
the guy he was supposed to be playing,
Wow.
like
Indeed.
it was like the quiet, like soft spoken dude that what's the guy's
As
name?
long as he's from Boston, Mark
Yeah.
Wahlberg can handle it.
What the hell's the other actor's name? The
Lee Shriver, right?
no, the
Christian Bale?
Christian Bale.
Oh,
yeah.
was Shriver in there as a fighter?
I'm not sure.
Maybe I'm thinking of something else.
But yeah, Christian
X-Men
Bale is
Origins
like the
Wolverine?
one that's all crazy and cracked out and all that.
What? Christian Bale? Crazy and cracked out?
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
He lost like 100 pounds to
Yeah.
play the role. It was
Didn't
weird.
he almost die? Like
yeah,
his doctor
he's
Well, that was a different movie, but
Yeah.
yeah.
that's when we got even worse.
Yep.
Like,
Where he was supposed to be someone in like an internment camp or something,
Yeah, I
so
don't
he
know.
actually like starved himself for a long time.
He was a sense offender the whole time.
yeah.
No wonder he flips on somebody for.
Equilibrium. Either way, though, like I would
Dumb shit.
recommend that movie way before I would recommend this.
Yeah, bro. Let's go
know.
open a Wahlburgers together.
I
huh?
guess it was 3 recommends, so we don't really need a recommendation, but we'll throw Fighter in there anyway. So what else do we have for the people after that, Brian?
So it's that D20 of Fate time, and it's been a while, but it's been charging up.
But it's a
Yeah,
special
we dust
list
it off.
this time.
Get that
This week,
D20
though,
going.
We have to go through our contest entries.
Some more of that shit.
All of you who submitted a franchise for us picked an extra movie, and so now we have to roll to see which movie we watch.
Now, the rules are going to be a little wacky.
Because we only had 8 of them.
Well, I mean, technically we had 9, but since one of y'all is rich and we just watched your movie,
Okay, you don't count that one.
we got 8 left. So we got to use the D20 because those are the rules, guys, you know? So we gave you each 2 numbers, and there's obviously going to be a couple extras. So if we roll an 18, a 19, 20, or a 1, we got to re-roll and just keep going until we actually get one of y'all's numbers.
2 things.
What's up?
If I roll a 20,
No.
I'm picking a fucking movie.
Okay.
Okay,
But we're
that's
still watching.
We're still watching. Yeah, we're re-rolling, and we're gonna do this.
How
But
about you
I'm
just-
picking a fucking movie after that.
Okay. A movie we'll watch whenever you.
If he
Yeah.
rolls a 20,
Join
can he
us
pick
again.
a movie off that list?
No.
Is that maybe?
I want to keep that random.
All right.
Okay, and 2, I'm gonna need Tony to grease me. Get the Vaseline.
Wow.
He had some in his pocket. Wow.
All right,
I produce it, Brian.
let's do this. I'm loose. Let's roll. Ah! It's a 2.
It's a 2.
right out of his backside.
Oh, man.
So re-roll.
All right, actually, no. 2 is fine. It's Planes, Trains, and Automobiles. That is the.
That's a pretty good one.
Yeah, that is the pick from 3 Shell Joe.
Nice.
So, congrats, 3 Shell
Can
Joe.
we
Thanks,
hear
Michelle
the
Joe.
list though? We've never heard.
All right,
You're the
so
only one who knows the list. Like, what were our options here?
3 Shell Joe gave us Planes, Trains, and Automobiles. Stacy had Homeward Bound. Sam had Batman and Robin. So you can talk to him about that.
Yeah.
Ricky suggested The Three Amigos. Carolina Will suggested The Departed. Lee wanted 9 to 5, Dolly Parton classic.
Okay. I like the movie.
Okay.
William wanted Tough Guys, and Suzanne suggested Blood Rain because apparently,
God.
even though she doesn't listen to the podcast, she hates us with a fiery passion.
I don't know that movie. What is that?
Oh yeah, it's
I
a
believe
UA
that's-
bowl. It's
that's
something
UA
special.
Bowl, yeah.
UA Bowl, if you don't know, it does a lot of terrible stuff, but also in particular movies like this that are based on video games. So if that gives you an indicator,
But he literally took the main character, just ignored the rest of the game.
as he tends to do.
Yeah, and just did his own thing.
Isn't it like just pretty much a softcore porn?
No, it just has like a softcore porn moment where they fuck for no reason at like
okay.
a time when you would not fuck.
But it has softcore porn feel throughout the whole thing.
But the best part though is Michael Madsen just doesn't give one shit the
Like-
entire movie.
Like most Netflix Marvel series.
Yeah.
Just banging for no reason at an awkward opportunity.
So
No, Jessica Jones was about that. Like, never mind. Sorry.
she usually had a good reason, like we don't have anything else to do and I want to bang.
Yeah, that's sure. Yeah.
But was Claire all about that with like everybody else?
Going out for coffee?
I don't drink coffee.
So we had a pretty good list to choose from. There were some landmines in there, but we avoided them. I'm
Oh,
happy
for
with
sure.
what we got.
Yeah.
For sure.
And interestingly, we get Planes, Trains, and Automobiles. Maybe that ties in for like a Thanksgiving thing?
Sure. I mean, that was weeks ago, but sure.
Yeah, I know.
Why not?
Hey. So anyway, what else you got on your laptop there, Rob?
Well, cats and kittens, join us next week for Planes, Trains, and Automobiles. In the meantime, we want to thank you so very much for listening. If you enjoyed the show, please check out our website at 4ampodcast.podbean.com. And please consider subscribing to us there. We have a new episode every week, except for when I'm sick or whatever. We put up a rerun like a bitch. Please
It
help
was
spread
Commando
the word.
though. That was cool.
Yeah, it was Commando. Tactical Sasquatch, man. Buy those shirts. Please help spread the word about the show by leaving a positive review on iTunes and liking us on Facebook. It really does help us out. You can follow us there on Facebook or Twitter at 4am Podcast. If you'd like to contact us, you can always reach us at the4ampodcast@gmail.com.
All right, so we hope you join us next time, but until then,
Deuces.
Later, Gators.
Adios.
good night, everybody.
Don't forget to wait till they pull and then shoot on them.
Someone draws puppet brobies.
Do not. 100% do not. Unless you do. Good night.